Happy New Year! Welcome to our first Local Image Show of 2013. As we've done for the last 10 years, we'll use the first month of the new year to take a look back at the previous 12 months of 2012. We've picked some segments that showcase the people, places, and events that we featured last year and hope you enjoy one more look before we move on to new adventures in 2013. So let's get down to business with these clips showcasing some of our local businesses from last year.
Actually, in the World Trade Center, with all of the names of the people that worked for Dufresne at the time that we fabricated this 6 months ago. This is behind every monitor on every floor in the One World Trade Center. It's not open to the public yet, and we were able to go up to the 67th floor and then all the way down into the gallows, and it was just a humbling experience to see the original footings that were there, the survivor stairs that were there. It was just a humbling experience to be part of that.
We hope we're a good citizen, and we try to be. We want to leave an impact on the community that we were here and we improved it. And it's one of the few ways that engineers can do that is by building things. So that's what we enjoy doing, and we hope that some of our buildings you're using now and will be for many, many years to come.
We really try really hard on these new projects that we're working on, kind of worldwide thing, is to bring in the local suppliers into it. We have a choice to pick them from all over the United States, but we really try hard in research, making sure we have someone in our own backyard. I'm going to work till I'm 78. I'm 59 years old, so I'm going to work till I'm 78, change my life at 88, and live to 100, and then I'll check out and go see St. Peter at 100. But for the future is just developing those 400 people. I think I may be at like a 220, so I've got a ways to go.
Hello.
Hi, Joan.
I'm back again.
How are you been?
Made some wine for a wedding.
Okay. And then these are examples of different packages that we offer. And you can have any of the wines in any packages.
Even with the wine, we're never going to get rich on it. But the thing is, we keep doing it because it's sort of a working together, where it keeps us together.
Okay.
All right, I'll start putting this in.
All right.
Good morning, it's like Vinny.
Over here.
One of us could not run that shop. Whether it was I was gone or she was gone, there's no, I couldn't do what she does. She's the computer whiz, I'll tell you. She does all the pictures. When we put a picture on, scan all the pictures for our labels.
I think I have the fun part of the job because it's the creative part, and I really enjoy it. And I love when they come in to get their bottle, it's fun. I mean, it brings joy to people. And so it's a fun business to be in.
For a week. Okay.
Years ago, who would have think that you would have done this?
It's come a long way in 5 years. I've been in this building since 1979. I moved in here, and I had a little strip along the side of the building over here, and I ran an upholstery business in there, and then I expanded and expanded, and pretty soon, 12 years ago, I bought the building. The original structure that we're in right here was built in 1906, and that was to be a YMCA. It's been a lot of things. It was a YMCA for not that long, about 6 years. It was the first movie theater in town. That was in the late 20s. And in fact, it burnt in 1929. So what we're seeing here is actually a redone ceiling and floor.
This beautiful facility formerly was my dance studio for 25 years. I always knew that the big arch wood ceiling was in there, and Terry and I talked about it. I tried to beg him to get it exposed for my studio, but it was such a mess. I actually was here the summer that he started tearing it down, and this was a mess. It's a year project for him to do that, so kind of glad he didn't do it for me. We always knew there was beautiful brickwork behind everything, but again, for a dance studio, it's not a good idea. And I do know that Terry's fabulous with what he does with his antiques. And so everything that's in here is so eclectic, and it's very respectful of the old city, and I just think he did a fabulous job. I don't think there's anything that he could do differently.
Once again, we've had the pleasure of getting to know some very interesting and talented people over the past year, and here's just a few of them.
Back in February, early February of 2011, our original drummer, Bobby Z. Rivkin, unfortunately suffered a very severe heart attack. And it was very touch and go, and we almost lost him.
Right.
But fortunately, he's
still with
on
us.
the mend. He's still with us, and they got him through it. The doctors did a wonderful
Awesome.
job for him. And they approached him a few months ago about doing this special event to bring awareness to heart disease and all that.
Cool.
So we all agreed to get on board with him and do this special event. You know, we're already talking about doing some additional events like this in other cities for the Heart Association.
That is so cool. And
Yeah.
who is all going to be there that night? Will Prince make an appearance?
We hope so.
Yeah.
He's aware of it. He's been totally positive about it. I know that he's going to be donating some sort of funding to the event.
Very
I don't
cool.
know if he'll make it there physically yet or not.
Right.
We're hoping he will. All the original members of the Revolution will be there, of course. Wendy Melvoin on guitar, Lisa Coleman, our other keyboardist, Mark Brown on bass, Bobby, of course, and Eric Leeds on sax.
Yes, very neat. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just exciting for all of us fans and new fans as well.
Yeah.
I care very much about my horses, even the way we introduce them. We just don't throw them in the herd. We introduce a few at a time. So from that standpoint, it's I'm trying to run a kinder, gentler thing. It gives me a reason to get up in the morning, you know. And for me, it's very invigorating, you know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also can add to my tractor collection. I have a few
How
old.
many tractors do you have?
Well, old ones or new ones? I have about 5 old ones. I have a 60 John Deere 1954. I have an 8N Ford from 52. I have a Farmall M that's totally restored. I have that Moline over there that's 60. I have a 73 Oliver, and those are my play tractors. I also have a couple little ones that like lawn tractors. But my new stuff is the John Deeres that I literally farm with, because when you're doing hay, you have a window of opportunity, and you can't have a breakdown.
Right.
And you have to have parts available now if they do break down.
Well, Lauren, what else about Grant do you love? Because you're really active in this community, aren't you?
Well, yes, I am. I belong to the GRP. I'm
What's
on
the GRP?
Grant Restoration Project. It's a group
Okay.
of individuals that wanted to bring the community together. You see, Grant is unique because it has no downtown and there's only 2 restaurants. Normally in small rural areas, the restaurants and high schools are the congregating social areas.
Right.
We put a lot in there about the old newsroom at
That was
WSCCO.
awesome.
And you know, I mean, like with me, I used to go over as a kid at midnight on, I think it was Saturday nights, that they did it where
the bedtime news?
When Dave
Yeah.
Moore
Yes.
did the bedtime news,
Yep.
and a bunch of us would go over there at 15, 16 years old, and we watch it live.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Dave Moore was an icon to me, and Hal Scott and Bud Kraling and all those. Well, and
Absolutely.
I thought, but he worked with them. They
Yeah.
were so we have to tell them about who these people are, and so I identified so much
Right.
with those people,
Yeah.
and of course Bud Grant, Harmon Killebrew, and Mark just did such a great job of portraying these as just people, not icons.
Right.
And I have to tell you though, Judy, the chapter I loved the best was Miracle on Ice.
Oh,
because
absolutely,
Mark,
yes.
I think, did such a great job of making me feel, and I'm working it and trying to put it on paper with him, but he made me feel, gave me chills to read it because I felt like I was watching the game with him. Did you?
I felt the
did you
same
feel
way. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember watching the game, and I mean, I was in high school.
Yeah.
I was, junior when that game came out, and we were so excited. But I mean, to be there, that had to just, like you said, it's one of your all-time.
Well, there's nothing that could top it. I think a lot of it
Yeah.
had to do with the fact that bond that I had with a lot of the Minnesota kids. I mean, the Neil Broughtons and Mike Ramseys and Eric Strobel, all these guys that Rob McClanahan's that I covered as we were almost a peer group.
Right, right.
And then to have that opportunity to go to Lake Placid and understanding that really not much of a chance of other than having maybe a nice, decent show and getting a nice consolation prize, a pat on the head, and go home. and all of a sudden we know what happened. And
tell us about your band and the sound that people will hear if they go to the Artists Quarter.
Yep. So that is my jazz quartet. It's all original music written by myself or one of the piano players that plays with me. And it's jazz, but it's not real traditional jazz. It's got a little more of a contemporary vibe to it, a little more of a modern vibe.
So Corey, you've had some really fun projects that you've been able to work on. Tell us a little bit about this Rock Band video program.
Oh yeah, Rock Band 2.
Rock Band 2,
yeah,
tell us about that. That's pretty exciting.
So that was actually, that had come after the fact of me putting out a solo guitar record.
Okay.
And somebody had come to me and said, hey, we love your song and we need some content for this video game that's out. Have you heard of it? I said, oh, of course. It was a really, really popular game at the time. All those kind of interactive video games were fairly new. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of surreal to me to watch. I'll look on YouTube and I'll see videos of people playing my song on Rock Band, and, like hearing my song, and like hearing this video game, people make mistakes of my song, or like hearing them play it all the way through and see it. It's funny because I'm not very good at the video game, so I tried to play my song in the video game and couldn't do it.
It's
but I
harder
can play
than it
my
looks.
song. Yeah.
That is so funny. It's easy to focus on our 12 Northeast communities because there's always exciting and worthy events and happenings going on, just like the ones we featured in 2012. Take a look.
It's really exciting for the entire community, and we're really, really proud of the Vadnais Heights Economic Development Corporation, or the VHEDC, for thinking up this idea and working with our staff to showcase our beautiful building and bring the community together to support such a great cause.
We're trying to fill it all the way out. This is a one of a kind. It's a boxing event, so it's new and fun and different, and it's very exciting. Everyone's coming in with money or with food for this portion of it. It's just fun to get people engaged and excited about what we're doing for the community. There are just so many people that need this kind of help.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love this, and the people will not see that hatred that they got in the pros, you know, I'm gonna get you later and all that stuff, you know. They'll see the kids, they'll shake hands, you know, hug each other, congratulate the other one, then they'll go off and maybe have a bottle of pop or something together and just talk. I mean, they're just really close.
Bill will be behind a grill, I can tell you that, and a soldier will probably come up to him and say, I will take mine medium rare.
Oh, that is awesome.
And we just hope he serves it up medium rare. We know he will.
Whatever way.
Yes. Are they taking turns kind of talking with their loved ones overseas? How does it happen?
You know, it's a pretty complicated project, and it has evolved over time with technology. And we will have about 3,000 families at the River Center in St. Paul, and they will take turns and talk to their soldiers at multiple locations over in Kuwait.
He made his way to the border of northern Italy and Austria.
I crossed the Alps on foot, and then in Austria I entered the refugee camp, and 4 months later the first miracle happened. I received the American asylum, yes. 5 years later I finally had the opportunity to go back to Poland. The system changed, I became an American citizen, and they wanted to know the most incredible things about America. And I told them, people smile. It's contagious. When I go to Poland, people tell me, say, you smile all the time. Why? I said, I don't know. I guess because I'm from America, you know. People
the United States, and it helps all of us Americans that have been here after a couple of generations, our families. It helps us to be reminded of the importance and how grateful we should be for living here.
Would you just look at each other and say, I'm so glad you showed up and we got to this thing?
For 33 years in front of millions of people in audiences, I leaned on, the more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. And that's what Ches brings. He brings such a hope to us and such courage. And there's a warmth about him that every school needs to hear and every neighborhood could really benefit by.
Now a little bit of Elvis. Oh, baby, smile to me.
And it just shows how much of a community we've become. We've gotten to know so many more people than what we normally would have.
Mark Jenkins. Nice to meet you too. My wife and I have lived here for 6 years, and we loved it because it is a community. It's one of these neighborhoods where you get, what, 75, 80% of the neighbors are all here.
Want to go up there?
That's what's cool about it, is it builds community in Maplewood.
It takes a lot of dedicated people to put together all of our great community events throughout the year, and many of them start getting involved at an early age. Our next group of segments feature youth events and activities that we captured last year.
Keep blowing, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Likely 4, see response at the White Bear Lake High School football field.
Turn off, put your arms behind your back. You're under arrest for drunk driving.
We sent a letter home with parents to let them know this is a really good time for you to have conversations with your kids, to set expectations about what you expect your teen driver to be doing, and then to make a commitment for parents and kids on how all of us will make decisions behind the wheel. Because we know that teen drivers need this reminder, but there's a lot more adult drivers as a whole number on the road making bad decisions than there are teen drivers. So for all of us, this is a really critical experience.
I cut it out of 3/4 inch hard oak plywood. I just enjoyed being able to, well, the whole concept of it really, being able to, you know, come up with your own project. It's something that you wanted to create, and then, you know, putting your skills into whatever it may be, computers or, you know, print working or just drawing up something and seeing something, you know, originally this was just an idea, something I came up with, but to be able to see it in full form, you know, it's really cool.
This is Karen's project. It's a kaleidoscope.
Inside there are 3 mirrors, so when you look through the eyepiece and you turn the wheel, you'll see like 8 prism visions because of the 3 mirrors. You had some guidelines, but you used your own imagination and did what you want to do. You know, and anything is possible to make.
This is John, and he built his own shop bot. Today he's got it running with a pen, but it will cut wood and many other things. John?
Well, the process started back in December when I decided to take Peggy's How to Make Anything class. I've been a carpenter for about 20 years, and I've always wanted to have my own CNC route. And through the process, I learned about the digital side of what these machines produce.
It was such a big part of our lives, and we thought, God, wouldn't this be fun to, you know, bring this to the Twin Cities and, you know, show the young people in the communities of the Twin Cities what the circus arts were all about.
Like, I always tell people it's like a family. It's like we're all so close around here. We all just hang out all the time, and it's just super fun being around the people, even when we're not doing circus things.
Yeah, that and it's the circus. I mean, it's fun. It's different. Not a lot of people get the opportunity to do this.
What slowly happens by gaining that strength and that coordination is we're really working both sides of the brain, not only with juggling and some of the other hand-eye coordination skills, but when you hang upside down and I tell you to move your left leg and your right arm, you're going to want to move the other one. So all of a sudden everything is different, kind of like looking in a mirror. And the coordination that the kids learn is pretty significant. Their agility, their flexibility, and then from that comes self-confidence. And if we can build self-confidence in young people while we're building strong bodies and hopefully strong minds, from that self-confidence, then, you know, we're just doing our little part and providing something very different and unique for kids to do.
One of our favorite things to feature on Local Image include the people behind the project, especially projects that aim to make a difference in the lives of others, like you'll see in our final Local Image clips from 2012.
We've had students go to Feed My Starving Children on site, and we thought this would be a great opportunity from an educational standpoint for our kids, for our families, and our community to kind of come together. The goal is 770,000 meals. And when you think about the impact that just the Oakdale community can have and our district can have on the world with our kids, you just can't beat that kind of experience. During the school day, it becomes more of an educational thing. 770 kids at Skeie-Voss Middle School, plus 3 grades at Skeie-Voss Elementary, and then 2 grades at Carver, another grade at Eagle Point. I mean, you start getting close to almost 2,000 kids involved in the program with parents, but then you expand that to the community. You probably have close to 4,000 people participating.
Could have been different. Could we have been there for people? And I think more than anything, when there are no words, sometimes music is what helps pull people through that.
So that's the plan for when we get up there. We'll do a couple of songs and maybe do a couple takes, see how it goes.
All right.
I'll say right off the bat, this is the first time I've ever done this. So I already got a full-time job. I'm a pastor, so.
As a pastor, I see myself in a public role as well in the community to be an advocate for people that are hurting or for experiencing injustice and put your faith into action in that kind of way. Definitely the Lord never gives you more than you can handle. I really believe that. So we're just kind of going on faith that it's going to come together, and I think it really has made a difference already on a lot of really neat levels.
Stay out of the way. That's for you. You can put mine on my jacket there. Picky's giving us freebies.
When I wake up in the morning, Lord, and my heart is filled with pain, the smile I had upon my face is gone.
I think this project is amazing that he's doing. I love this, because music just, when you sing it from your core, when you sing it from your heart, it reaches out its energy and it just totally transforms people. It creates a space in their hearts where they really realize that they have hope.
We're hoping that this event is back outside, back in the yard next summer. We've got a lot of plans to try and help him get there and make sure that the lawn is just gorgeous for next year.
Hey, Brett. So how are you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Nice. I'm doing great, man.
I'm Rob.
Hi, I'm Brett. Nice. You're welcome. Thank you for having us. It's going to be great tonight. It's going to be awesome. For me, because I've been diabetic since I've been 6 years old, right? You know what I mean? And I tell people it's not just what you can do, it's do what you can when you can. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully tonight we're going to get some big money for the guitars and for everything and let people have a great time, but also understand the struggle. You know what I mean? And,
I do. AJ and Jake have cystic fibrosis. This is my son Jake here.
How you both doing? I met you when you come in. Very nice to see you.
AJ is visually impaired.
Nice to see you.
AJ was diagnosed at 10 months, which is very late for cystic fibrosis.
Gotcha.
Nearly died. He lost his vision and has some serious other problems with it.
Right.
I don't know if you know this part, but most CF patients get diabetes.
Gotcha. I
So
just
that's
met
a
another one
huge
who
part
had
of
a
it.
woman who had come in who was both diabetic and cystic fibrosis.
Right,
both.
right. So, we're on the same team there too.
Right.
So we appreciate it.
You got it.
Honestly.
Well, I'm honored to do this, and we're going to make it, besides making it fun and making it a good time, it's also, and I said this, and making awareness is such a double-edged sword, because there's a part of you that's passionate about what you're doing, and then the other part is making people aware and then making it enough fun that they want to spend their money. Do you know what I mean? They have to have fun, because if they're not having fun at some point, they don't want to open up the checkbook. And that's the reason we're here in the end, is to, you know what I mean? Do the best we can.
We got a bunch of people in there waiting to, waiting to hear you and hang out.
That's great.
We've had an amazing event so far, but you're topping it off, and we appreciate
Thank you very
it.
much. Well, you're
honestly.
I'm honored to do it. I'll tell you.
The videos you've watched on this Best of 2012 edition of Local Image can all be seen in their entirety, along with many we didn't show you, by visiting our YouTube channel, On Location TV 19, and also by logging on to our onlocationtv.org website. Now, we'd love to get your feedback on these past program segments and to hear your story ideas for future episodes. So be sure to share your comments with us on our On Location TV Facebook page. And that does it for this look back at 2012. Join us in February for the start of a new year full of interesting people, places, and events, and the stories yet to be told. Until then, I'm Judy Skeie-Voss, and as always, I do thank you for watching Local Image. Okay, here we go, people. Woo, woo. All right. Oh, I got to put this back on now. See? Bad monkey. Bad monkey butt. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today's show. Please join me again in May for more. That's it.
Yo, he was.
Okay, I need to zip it. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, Kevin, I can talk and you can listen.
What's your name? Paige. Paige, you didn't know you're gonna. This is important stuff. If you can blind me, then you know you're made for this business. Our high school sports coverage may be on hiatus for the summer, but TV19 sports producer Nicholas Anderson, did that not work?
Yeah, just because this was in the way. Otherwise it did.
Our high school sports coverage may be on hiatus for the summer. Our high school sports coverage may be on hiatus for the summer, but, and I'll start there. And enjoy the sights.
Let's go, I guess.
I'll have to do it all over because it's probably some kind of an exhaust fan. Too loud? And find out what the Oveus Bullying Prevention Program. Okay, start over. Take two. I had a burp stuck. And one final announcement before I close out today's show. A bit of good news to share. That's my phone ringing. There's good news on that phone. You can just leave it ring for a second, it'll stop. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I didn't shut my phone off. I hope it's good news on that phone. We have a lot to be thankful for, and be sure as I do thank you for watching Local Image. I didn't like it. One more and then I'll like it.